Hi Kiwi, alright, we are back at Hades 1. Today we're going to be doing something a little dicey. We're going to be taking the aspect of Hestia on the rail. We're going to take the Shattered Shackle, Sisyphus' Keepsake, and we are going to be running 16 heat with 4 levels of extreme measures, 2 levels of benefits package, 1 level of tight deadline. The risky business comes from the fact that I'm going to try and do this Boonless. Now, there's no guarantee I get
What's life without a little pain?
a hammer on the first room. It's only a 25% chance, but we're going to be selling all boons that we can, and we're going to see if we can beat this game without any extra assistance.
I wish to tell you once again I had a splendid time during our recent shared festivities, my kin. At last, I've finally seen your death-filled realm firsthand. I learned a great deal. And I look forward to learning more from our successful collaboration.
And as that dialogue implies, we have seen the epilogue as well. Now, I think I will take... I don't have a choice here. I'm going to have to take as many boons as I can't... Like, I can't completely lock myself out of boons, but we're going to sell every boon that I can when we get to the end shop. We're going to go ahead and take, I guess, the special for now. Or, yeah, we'll take the special. I'm not going to use the special much, so we can... We'll just try and hold off on as many boons as possible. Now, technically, Chaos does not interfere with the Boonless run, but we're going to try and stay true to that mentality. So, when offered a Chaos room, we won't take it unless there is no other option. For example, if we're offered 2 God rooms and a Chaos room, we'll take the Chaos room because, again, it technically doesn't count, but it wouldn't be kind of in the spirit of the challenge, you know? So here's an instance where we take a Palm over an Artemis boon. We'll stack it on the special, and we'll accept the fact that that special is going to be sold very soon. Now, the Shattered Shackle is kind of core to this playthrough, just simply by the virtue of it boosts all of our damage by 100% as long as the corresponding slot, the attack, the special, the cast, does not have any boon associated with it. That's pretty easy to maintain, as long as I actively choose not to take an attack boon when offered one. But I think the aspect of Hestia is hands down one of the best aspect options, or one of the best weapon options for trying a boonless run, just because its base damage, as you can see, with the Shattered Shackle is insanely powerful. It one-shots most enemies in Tartarus, assuming you don't have any, Sorry, there's a cat crawling on the vents behind me. My cat vented, Kiwi. There is, I completely lost my train of thought. Thanks, Chroma. Glad you're, Chroma, our little black kitty, loves to get toasted on the vent. We have a kind of a steam-heated room, a house like it's the grate overlying the boiler, basically. Or not the boiler, but the radiator. That's the word. I'm looking for radiator in my head. Maybe I'm not looking for a radiator in my head, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so basically the idea here is we're going to use the rail, but only its base damage. Ricochet Fire is probably one of the best options we could have found here, so we're going to very gladly take that. Hestia, if its empowered attack ricochets to another enemy, is going to do a lot of damage. Now, we don't want to take this area spoon, so we are going to have to go for Erebus, unfortunately. The good news is we are at 16 heat, which means we should, in Elysium, be able to take Erebus as a way out as well.
Not to get too nervous, boy.
Now, I would ideally like to use my special here, just for safety, but I'm going to try and hold off unless I absolutely need it to kill something. I'm not running Forced Overtime, so I should be able to very handily deal with these enemies overall. Forced Overtime on witches is terrifying at times. Pretty much at all times, frankly. There we go.
Deft on your feet as ever.
Good HP.
Work.
I'd probably take the coin here, that way I can afford HP in the shop. Or I just, you know what? With that in mind, I guess just taking free HP is the way to go.
Ready.
But I guess worth talking about is we just saw the epilogue, Kiwi, in the last episode, which is wild. I've never been able to see the epilogue before. Granted, this is my second playthrough of Hades 1 ever, but I mean, to get here, it took us almost over 80 runs, you know? We're approaching 90 at this point. Which is kind of wild to think about how much we have accomplished in this one playthrough. Don't need that infernal trove full of HP when I'm max HP. But anyway, the aspect of Hestia is just such an incredibly safe weapon. The empowered shot not only does a ton of damage, but it actually significantly increases the range of the rail. So using that idea to your advantage is very worth recognizing and remembering to do. But one shot, one kill is basically how this build works. Take the keys, excellent. So far the game has been fairly kind in not forcing us into boons aside from the first room, which is kind of unavoidable in a lot of instances, unfortunately.
Back to dust.
One thing worth also recognizing with the Hestia rail is it's honestly probably better to just, for the little low HP enemies like the mine throwers and the numbskulls, you just fire your rapid shot. You accept that you're not going to be able to do much damage to them in one hit, but they die in 2 or 3, and that comes out so quickly that it's faster than reloading, and it leaves you less likely to get hit by them. But this is my favorite part about the Hestia rail, and it's why it's one of the weapons I consistently get pretty far with in higher heat runs. We'll take the free HP again. We're going to be super stacked with HP, which is good considering I don't have a lot of practice fighting Extreme Measures 4, admittedly. So taking my own advice, I'm going to remember to just rapid fire these guys instead of charging up a shot if I don't have to. Obviously, if I'm repositioning, that's a good reason to maybe charge up a shot so that since I'm not attacking actively anyway. We are already at 230 HP, and we are at the end of Tartarus, and we're making pretty darn good time. Don't need a boon. I heard a fish. We'll take a fish. We'll take a fish from Charon.
Shiny.
Imagine if Charon could sell fish. That would be weird. Well, I guess it would make sense. He is a boatman, right? Alright, what fish are we going to get today? Okay, it's going to be 4 bob guaranteed.
You're mine.
Go, 1 knucklehead.
A knucklehead.
And since I'm not going to be really using my coin for anything, may as well buy the darkness
You
here.
enjoyed the feast with the Olympians, Charon. We didn't have much of a chance to chat, though it looked like you and Hermes were having a good time. We'll have to do it again sometime.
So I've been looking at all of the things I have left to do to, like, quote-unquote complete the game,
Fury sisters.
while also kind of making my own list of things to complete.
Been looking forward to this chance to get you back, Red Blood.
Because I guess at some point I will have to eventually call this playthrough finished, right? But I don't think I'm even close to that. There are a lot of things I'm still interested in doing. Namely, I want to beat every weapon aspect with 32 heat. I think I can do that. The sword is going to be extremely rough for me, though, and I acknowledge that for sure. But I think I could do it, honestly, with enough practice and with some gimmicky builds, maybe. Like, for example, the sword, if I just go a more cast-focused build, I mean, Aspect of Poseidon will probably be the easiest one to do that with. And then the Aspect of Arthur was, given the 2 times I've chosen to use it and hated it both times, will probably be one of my roughest runs, and I'll probably go Aspect of Artemis and just try, or rather, get an Artemis attack boon and just go for those giant meaty crits, and then otherwise focus on dodging. Alright, so we keep the Shattered Shackle equipped, we sell this special, and now we are officially boonless again. Alright, and I didn't use my special at all, so technically I have not benefited from any boons directly, if we're willing to give me that little bit of a pass, if you will. Alright.
Broke out of Tartarus.
And we got out of Tartarus relatively undamaged. That, again, is the power of the Aspect of Hestia. Now, I have set myself up for a huge roadblock at the end of this run, given I'm running Extreme Measures 4, and I have to keep that in mind.
Now we're getting somewhere.
EM4 Hades is terrifying, and I realize that having
This place has definitely seen better days.
chosen to face him in my... What's the word? Having chosen to face him in my... my higher heat runs, he has been the gatekeeper that has cost me 2 runs now that have almost beat 45 heat, rather. Oops, I dashed into that. That was unnecessary damage. I've gotten to Hades with the Aspect of Chiron and the Aspect of Hestia now. Chaos or Hermes. So here's an instance where, like I said, Hermes would count as a god boon, Chaos would not, in terms of getting the, like, special "you did it without boons" little title that you get sometimes, or that you can get. And this will be fun, a little bit of dialogue to see how they respond to the party, too.
It pleases me your gathering of the Olympians occurred. I must inform you, I had never once before detected quite so many of my offspring in a single space. At least not without violent intent. I appreciate that you included me, and that you have returned. Shall we continue then?
Let us continue indeed. I'm curious to see what extra dialogue we get from all that. I think this is what I'll take. Pauper's Eclipse. Cannot earn coin, but earn bonus darkness and gems. Seeing as I don't really benefit from any of these other things, although an extra cast stone could be decent, I guess. The extra special damage would be good as well. Why don't we do something that doesn't directly affect our damage, though? So, okay. No coin for 4 rooms, and then 77% increased... 77% increased darkness and gems.
Good on.
Good
I
dog.
have returned. Let's see who's better at this, Zagreus.
I regret to inform you that even with no boons,
Me.
it's me. It is definitely me. Sorry, Than.
Your turn.
I'd say you're going up against the king, but technically you're going up against the prince. Look at that range, though. The range up that you get from your empowered shot on Hestia is so much. But yeah, who needs boons when you have Hestia? Legit. Legitimately.
Good work, my friend. Take care, Zagreus.
I don't even remember what the reward for this room was, but alright. Looks like we didn't... I already picked it up. Oh, right, it was gems. It was gems. Okay. So we're taking the shop here to avoid being forced into a Poseidon boon. We can buy this key. We can buy this HP. I may as well, since I'm not going to be using my coin on boons. Alright. I'm pretty sure that if I try to use a reroll here, I will unfortunately just reroll into another god, so we will have to take Aphrodite here temporarily. The rerolls that I have for the rooms will be most useful come Styx.
You two again.
Because Styx is kind of the thing that ruins everything. Unless you get a lucky pool of purging, it is unlikely that you're going to get Boonless if you're forced into a Styx boon. I am so used to having benefits package on for these guys, or maybe it's middle management, but the one that upgrades mini bosses.
Oh, dearest, you've no idea what a delightful time I had while visiting you recently. So many new sights and sounds and smells, why, it was wonderful. And you are burdened with a big responsibility, aren't you? Mind if I lend my graces to you still from time to time?
Absolutely. All right, we will take... I guess we'll temporarily lock ourselves out of the special again. I'm not really using it anyway because I haven't really needed to. We're still one-shotting most everything. And there's Hermes forcing himself. Now, I wonder if I alter this, will he not show up?
Hear me on my authority.
Perfect. Okay, so we got rid of Hermes at least. I probably should save those rerolls for Styx. It would be nice if I could see some more keys that I could give me more rerolls. Oh, there you are. Almost one-shot him. Let's go get that. Little extra coin to afford more HP, I guess. We're already at 280 HP, which is kind of wild. Like, in terms of safety, again, Hestia, just stacking HP. Who needs boons? But we'll definitely be able to afford a lot of fun things at the end shop. We'll go ahead and take the HP here, because again, may as well be as tanky as we can in anticipation of Extreme Measures 4, just to make our life a little bit easier. And it'll let us save our coin for Styx.
Got you. Another Slovak.
Alright, well, let's go make quick work of Lerny. We'll take our HP. I've got 2 rerolls, though, so that does mean I can reroll at least 2 rooms in Styx, which will help us. It will help us.
Lerny, wonderful to see you once again.
It is admittedly very difficult to get a Boonless run altogether, though, unfortunately just by the virtue of, well, you need RNG to be on your side, and this game often does not favor giving us RNG that we want, as you can see from several of my previous runs. Oh, I was saying in the mini boss. So I'm so used to running the higher heat, where that mini boss has his empowered, like when the big golem head lands on the ground, it does a big shockwave attack. I am so used to that showing up and just ruining my day. For some reason, I seem very prone to getting hit by that, which I don't understand why. It doesn't seem like it should be terribly difficult to dodge, but such is my lot in life. I am prone to taking silly hits and walking in lava as well. Also, just gonna say, not having forced overtime on makes this fight feel so much more forgiving. There we go, easy peasy. Lerny doesn't have much to threaten us with when we're not on forced overtime and, like, hard labor,
magma bath.
making us take double damage and all that sort of stuff. All right, so once again, we're gonna go ahead and sell our boons that we don't need.
Bloodless failed to stop you once again.
And I guess I don't want to force a Chaos Gate, but it could give us an out. If we... I'm going to take this because it can give us an out if we're forced a God boon in the next room.
Try another one, maybe.
If I'm not, then I won't take the Chaos Gate. That's how we'll play it. Do I want an attack up here? Did we give... We weren't even give him one. Never mind. We're up to 305 HP, and it feels like we barely have needed any of it. I took a couple hits in Asphodel, but yet it doesn't feel like I've taken many. I'd be curious to actually see the number of hits I've taken through this whole run so far.
Temperature.
Let's see what we are offered. Hermes or a hammer. Okay, perfect. We'll go for the hammer. Hopefully this hammer will grant us
Reloading.
another good boon relevant to our current build. I'd want Piercing Fire. I'd want... Actually, what else would I want aside from Piercing Fire? I guess the one that has like the minor damage increase and makes your attack home a little bit better could be decent because it lets me maybe safe spot a bit more, but more importantly, it's just a damage up, which... I mean, we are still doing 300 to 400 damage a hit, which is pretty absurd, because we don't even see those numbers on a lot of the other weapons until late game with really good boons. Hey, look, Piercing Fire, perfect. So, yeah, I think I will take Piercing Fire here. 50% more damage to armor, and it pierces enemies. It'll make us deal with Theseus a lot more easily. And we'll take the coin here for sure.
How foolhardy of you.
Oh, and I can use my special again, so I may as well pop this while they're loading in. We're gonna get rid of these Void Stones first because their shields are very annoying to deal with. I say that and then immediately shoot the splitter.
Rearming.
No rearming, no,
Damn,
bad.
he's recovered.
That's fine. It's not like he's gonna last much longer either way. And we'll bam.
Ugh, why do I bother?
A nice 91 coin and a nectar, okay. Don't think that does anything for us other than give us a nectar. We'll take more coin as per usual. Like, the crazy thing is this run is going really fast on top of being what it is. Like, I still do not enjoy these. This is another thing that I'm going to be very thankful for is we did not... So I've discovered in high heat runs, forced overtime on the flame wheels there, when they have the benefits package perk where they teleport, is terrifying, because they can just teleport directly on top of you sometimes, and there's nothing you can do. They just instantly explode, and you take a ton of damage because you're also having the enemies deal increased damage debuff on you.
I can use this.
I'm just buying every HP that I come across, so we're being forced into another god set. I'm a little bit worried here that if I reroll Hermes, it'll just show up to be another god, because we're being... I mean, we proved that maybe that's not the case. I think I'm still going to take him and then sell him, and save these rerolls for sticks, where I think I'll need them likely more.
Nice.
Hopefully we get a 2-chamber sticks, because the last time we tried this Boonless run, we unfortunately did not get that, and we got forced into taking a bunch of boons at the very end of the run with no pool of purging to remove them before going to Hades, which felt really lame. But I will say EM4 does sound a little terrifying because having done it with extreme measure with force overtime on makes it very difficult.
Tell you, cuz, that was a real something of a feast back at your place. A little awkward having to pretend we just met, but hey, I'm an Olympian, means I can posture with the best of them. Good times, cuz. Glad it all worked out.
Thanks, Hermes. All right, so none of these are things that I can avoid or I can take and then not have some immediate benefit from. I guess we'll just take a greater reflex, because I can choose not to dash more than twice in a row. I probably will forget that and accidentally dash multiple times just because I am prone to mashing the dash button. But my thought process there is, in theory, if I control myself, I can probably do it. And at the end of the day, it'll sell for more coin when I do try to... Maybe I just ban dash temporarily. Here's an idea. I'm not allowed to dash. I don't think I can do that. That sounds like a terrible idea for this sort of run. But yeah, I don't think I'm banning dash. That seems like a bad idea. Unless I prioritize my targets better. I guess I could just prioritize the archers first so they can't hit me like that. Alright, where's our... Oh, that's it? Wow. Oh, man. rapid fire 45 heat runs have really tainted my relationship to this game. I can't think on it nearly as much, or I'm like so much. I'm expecting things to be so much more difficult than they actually are. Well, I appreciate a little bit of let's call it comfort zone for a little bit. I could have avoided that. I walked right into it. It's not my fault I chose not to dash. Actually, it's entirely my fault. What am I saying? Oh boy. I'm just doing singular dashes. It makes it more likely that I can't accidentally benefit from the Hermes boon that I have taken. That seems to be working pretty well so far. Let's see, who's next? Okay, we're getting forced into a god boon here. I guess we could probably take Artemis and more likely not benefit from her. Unfortunately, we are getting a lot of god boons that we don't want. Like I said, this boonless idea is very dependent on RNG, unfortunately. But we're playing boonless if nothing else. Like, I haven't directly benefited from any boons yet, aside from the one that increases our coin from chaos. But I think that is a fair... something... I think it's okay, because it's not directly affecting the run, it's just affecting... Well, I guess technically it affects the run because it lets us afford more things with the... Actually, no, it didn't affect the number of coins we get, so... Technically, we have had no benefit from that boon. Yeah, whatever. Let's just call it copium and accept that I've made some rules to play by, and I am okay with them. That said, no dashing allowed is pretty rough. Granted, I have 355 HP, so I shouldn't care that much.
Have to say, I had a pretty decent time with everybody at our little visit recently. Met you, Uncle Hades, even Great Achilles. Still don't quite appreciate you tricking us, but I can get over it eventually. Anyway, you still could use assistance from me, right?
I like that she's still a fangirl for Achilles. I appreciate that. So what can I benefit from here? I'm not really using my special, so once again, we'll take a special and then sell it. And as previously stated, everything goes into the pool of purging as soon as we see one. Patroclus. Ooh, Patroclus sounds like a lot of fun. Because... I will dash here just so that we can hear the dialogue.
God, I hope that he is treating you with every due respect.
Oh, I guess Patroclus is a little upset because Achilles was away on business. Anyway, Patroclus can give a Cyclops jerky, which means 60% more damage.
I don't see that last bottle of ambrosia anywhere, which I can only take to mean you need another. Here, sir. Thanks for seeing me through all of this time after time.
You're thanking me, stranger. I've been here for some time, I think, and yet some of your customs, I'll admit, remain quite strange to me. You've done more for me than I've any right to expect from anyone.
It's just a bottle of ambrosia, sir. It's really no big deal. Okay, fine. It's rather difficult to come by, but still.
You jest, but I do not. I'd offer you my lifelong gratitude, but, well, you know.
It's a joke because he's dead.
You've got the rest of your life ahead of you as far as I'm concerned. Here's to starting anew, right? You can call me Zagreus, or Stranger, whatever suits you.
And I'm Patroclus, by the way. I'm realizing now we've not officially met. It's good to know you, Zagreus. Stranger.
I think that's a bond forged. That it is. Only a couple more to go on that, actually.
It's good to see you again, stranger. You don't mind if I keep calling you that, no? Couldn't find a better nickname for you, after all. Besides, I don't want to cause you any trouble.
I feel like... Actually, I don't know what I feel like. I was going to say Stranger's a weird nickname, but it fits, I guess.
Don't mind at all, Patroclus, sir. Coming from you, I consider it a term of endearment.
Actually, that's what I was going to say. I don't think we're strangers anymore, though. So, like, I know it fits early on in the game, but it kind of doesn't make sense. I guess it sticks because that's what we've been called for so long, though. Nicknames are weird how they come about. I mean, that's how Kiwi got her nickname.
You have my thanks for that.
All right, so as said before, we're going to go ahead and take that Cyclops Jerky, an extra 60% attack damage.
Very well.
Thank you, sir.
And we will take the shop here, hopefully buy some HP. Another Centaur Heart sounds fun. If we're offered a key, I'll gladly buy that. Gems, gems or whatever, but I guess I'll take them. I'm probably not going to ban dashing here for the boss, but I'll try and limit myself to only 2 dashes where possible, or even 1 dash.
Big crowd, huh?
Have you yet heard, monster? The Queen Persephone is back to rule the underworld in all her terrifying grace. Perhaps one of these days or nights she shall be present in the stands to witness your destruction at our hands.
I was going to say, don't you realize she's our mom? But I guess Hades is kind of putting him up to beating us, so I guess that's kind of... never mind.
Yeah, about that, she's my mother. So maybe watch your fool mouth with me, or else I might just put in a bad word.
Oh, you disgust me, demon, that you would even dare to say such things about the Queen. Prepare now to be vanquished in her name.
Okay, never mind. He just doesn't want to believe that she's our mom. Lame. I'm gonna just drop a boulder on him. Alright, this is gonna be a little tricky to evade when I can only dash once. Maybe I honestly focus down Theseus first.
You think you have the wherewithal to achieve victory?
I still dodged Asterius with only 1 dash. That feels broken somehow. Like, that doesn't feel like it should have been allowed. Honestly, maybe it's because I'm focusing on dashing more controlled that I am able to do so much better. Oof. Ooh, those missiles hurt. I didn't realize they did that much damage. Alright, that's 1 phase. I have to be careful with the bull's projectiles that come out of his jump attack. I'm very prone to getting hit by them. Also very much appreciating that damage boost that... what is it, Boiling Blood gives us, I think it's called? Would ideally get these guys kind of clustered together so I can get Ricochet Fire to hit them both. This is fine.
My chariot!
I mean, now they're standing close together, and there we go, that's the bull. And we haven't dashed more than once, so I'm holding to my rule. Oh man, playing Hades without a dash altogether just is really rough. I don't think I want to do that. Alright, there's Theseus' chariot down.
Why, you? Witness the power of the gods!
Zeus actually makes it very easy to dodge because Zeus doesn't really aim for us. Funny. And there we go. Heroes completed with only a single dash.
That ought to shut him up.
I guess that proves that I could take that, what is it? Oh, Fated Authority? No, no. Underworld Customs? No. Approval process, that's what it is. I could take approval process and not need the extra dash. Not that I'd ever willingly do that, but, you know, proof of a point. All right.
Do I still need these?
Now I don't have to hold off on dashing anymore, but I think that's all we'll take for now. We've still got Cyclops Jerky, so we're really, really, really hoping for a 2-chamber Styx. We do still have 2 rerolls, and we have sold under 5 boons to the Pool of Purging, so I believe we are still in a safe zone for getting the accomplishment of Boonless. I believe the way it works is hammers don't count, chaos boons don't count, and as long as you've not sold too many boons to the point of getting the other title that Hades can give you for completion.
Thank you,
like,
mate.
if you haven't noticed, there are little like titles that can describe what you accomplished on your run. Okay, so we've got HP and coin. We'll go for the HP first and then try and take the coin, and then we can re-roll the others and hopefully get something that isn't forcing us into. You know what might have been a good idea is not taking a hammer for the sake of the hammer showing up in Styx here, but I guess that's hindsight affording us that thought. I guess I'm still in the mindset of I don't need to dash when I very much do need to dash, so I'm gonna go back into dashing now, where possible. But yeah, here the thing about it is, now that I think about it, is, man, I am losing my train of thought very easily this run. I guess I'm a little more tired than I realized, maybe. But or I'm easily distracted by the Kiwi appearing behind me. Hi, Kiwi!
Vermin.
Hope you slept well, love. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, right. So my idea was maybe if I hadn't taken a hammer, it would be... the game really, really, really wants you to take at least 2 hammers a run. So assuming that I didn't take a hammer in the core run, it probably would have shown up as a chamber here, and we could have taken it then, and been more likely safe in not taking... it may have given us an option to oppose a god boon that we would have otherwise been forced into taking. Nope, this room... I thought this room would end after that one. Oh well. Alright. Well, a little poison damage is fine. We can manage this. I seem to be very prone to getting hit by these guys today. I think it's because they shoot in a spread pattern, and I am very prone to getting hit by the spread pattern, it seems. I'm just trying to focus him down so he gets knocked out, and I need to remember to use my cast gem a little bit more. There's no reason not to benefit from boiling blood, particularly once we get to Hades. But wow, we are up to 380 HP. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and buy that HP then.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
And then we'll take a coin.
Let's see what's in here.
And Kiwi has just reminded me that we're going to be going to the farmer's market soon. He has passed me a little sticky note as to not be heard on recording. But I'll have to hope this run is a 2-chamber as we pleaded to the gods. Watch it be a 5-chamber, and there's literally nothing I can do to stop myself from getting another boon, other than hope for a pool of purging as soon as we get it. Honestly, what I may have to do is, if I do not get a 2-chamber Styx, is that what I'll do is I'll reroll 1 chamber, hopefully into a non-god boon. And I'll take it, and if we unfortunately do still get a god boon, I'll run that chamber, and then what I will do is I will run the extra chambers and hope for a pool of purging. Well, I'll re-roll 1 more after that, and hope for a pool of purging. Unfortunately, we did not get the 2-chamber Styx, so we are going to pray for that re-roll carrying us. Something tells me RNG in typical fashion will not be nearly as kind as I would hope it to be. On the bright side, easy to deal with enemy because it fights melee distance, and I am not a melee fighter, so I just keep a safe distance and make sure that I'm not accidentally standing next to any of these little guillotine markers so that I don't get popped by those. Because I've certainly had that happen many a time, unfortunately, and it really ruins the mood, especially on high heat when you're taking 400% more damage from traps. Alright, so we've got 2 rerolls. No guarantees that we get what we want here, but let's go ahead and reroll the mini-boss chamber. Uh-oh. Hi, Jagex Launcher. I don't care. No. Apparently RuneScape just crashed in the background and it wasn't even open. Alright. Let's go ahead and reroll this.
What else?
Oh, perfect. HP. Excellent.
Should check this way.
So that'll give us a whole lot of extra HP. So we're just ridiculously tanky this run. And I guess I'm forgetting that I can use my special. So I should use that a little bit more often.
No use.
Give us an attack up. 50% more damage to armor could be decent. I guess I'll take that. It should last us until Hades if we get a 3-chamber Styx. Something tells me, though, given my luck with RNG in typical fashion, we're going to end up having to do a 4 or 5-chamber Styx because this game is spiteful and RNG is a jerk. I'm not going to use bad words, but I know that I very well could have. It is interesting how people decide what is a good and a bad word. There are likely times in the past where a bad word was not necessarily viewed that way, or there are other languages where it's viewed that way.
Data storage.
Okay, Kiwi, I think
Cerberus can never get enough of this stuff.
I think we're able to get a boonless here, because we should not have any more boons, right?
Cerberus, I bet
You know what's wild is we're going into Hades, and granted it was a slower final floor, but we're going into Hades with virtually almost a 20. We got to him in 20 minutes.
Each violent countenance of Cerberus agrees the satyr sack must be destroyed.
Now, the Nail of Talos that we got that makes us do 50% more damage to armor will be very helpful to us when Hades summons his allies in Phase 1. We've got 3 Death Defiances, over 300 HP. There's very little I could do to make this run have a better potential entrance to Extreme Measures 4, but it's still Extreme Measures 4.
To the breeze.
It's going to be difficult, so let's see how this goes.
If you are here, then, the Olympians must still be lending you their aid. Just as before. I scarce believe the Queen's preposterous idea worked. That all it took to settle an old score was a blasted family feast.
Unfortunately, because we got the epilogue dialogue here, we don't get the custom dialogue about him acknowledging us getting here boonless. He's actually talking to us as if we are having boons, which does mean we're going to have to do this again, but proof of pudding, I think this is very doable.
Come on, Father, even you must have enjoyed that feast to some extent. We ought to do it more often. Good thing you trusted Mother's judgment on that one. So then, to the death once more?
The death once more.
Indeed. To the death as always, boy. Zagreus, ready yourself.
I want to see if I can beat him without no, there's no way you can beat Hades without dashes, that I know. Well, there's no way I can beat Hades without dashes. I have the HP, I could probably try it, but let's not risk it if I don't have to. Oh, well, that's a good start. Alright, how about one dash only? We're only allowed to dash once against Hades. Oh man, those spear hits hurt. Maybe I shouldn't be so cocky. I want to see a win here, so yeah, let's play a little safe. Whoop. Right, okay. So first rule of thumb that I have to remember is that when he swings his sword like that, he swings twice. He'll do it again. I'm lucky that didn't hit me. I was just barely in the animation of not being vulnerable, or I just barely had iframes left over from my dash, I guess. Alright, that is the first half, or the first third of his phase. Let's go ahead and pop. Oh, it's a sneak.
Back where they belong.
So the sneak mini boss is actually, him summoning the sneak was actually the thing that ruined my Chiron run. That almost beat him, and I honestly feel like if he hadn't summoned sneaks, I would have beaten it. I would have beaten 45 heat for the first time with that build. The reason why the sneak countered me so hard was because I was running Aspect of Chiron with the Dionysus special, so my entire DPS was built around doing poison damage. And the sneak and Hades, both when they teleport, so like what Hades is doing right now, when they teleport, they clear all debuffs on themselves, including poison damage. So the sneak on forced overtime is teleporting non-stop. It was basically unkillable because all of my damage came from like a 20 stack poison, and I couldn't get it off at all. Butterfly balls would have been such an easier target for me to deal with. Because they just stand still and they don't teleport and clear a debuff. Honestly, any mini boss other than the sneak probably would have been fine. It was pretty much exclusively the sneak that was the problem. He's a little happy throwing those spears. I think we've just about phased him. Oh wait, no. Yeah, we have one more phase, but I think this should put them into it shortly. I am taking far more HP, or far more damage in this phase than I strictly should. Wow, we had 450 HP, I didn't even realize. It's kind of wild. Oh, hi, Dad. Well, I'm going to bail out because I don't want to take the increased damage from this. Whoop. Cookie. I'm playing super safe because I can afford another. I'm playing super safe, right? I need to get him out of this phase. Honestly, I genuinely believe phase 1 Hades to be the hardest part of Extreme Measures 4. There we go. Ricochet Fire took him out. All right. We still have 3 Death Defiances. Things are going to get a little bit dicier now, I think. I also need to remember to kill his pots because his pots actually heal him. If he starts channeling for HP, the pots will heal him. That's how he, I didn't realize it before, but that's how he generates his HP, is from snagging from the pots.
You wish to anger me?
So every chance I can, I will destroy a pot. And then we take a pot shot on Hades. Alright, he's summoning all his pots now, so we're going to try and pop as many of them as we can. Pop.
Even my wretches don't want you.
Actually, maybe I just let him... I'll let him summon his pots, and then I'll deal with them as I need to. Oh no, ooh. Just barely evaded that. The pots aren't a threat as long as I remember to take them out as they come up. We're taking this fight nice and slow, but that's all we need to do. Not a fan of him summoning pots right next to me. We're gonna get rid of those as soon as possible. Oh, more lasers. Okay, this is a little sketchy. I'm gonna try and stay in this corner because those shockwaves will potentially do some damage. Cool, dodge them both. He's summoning more pots. Gotta keep tagging him with my cast. Auto aim is a little bit of a problem, and we walk right into that. You know what? I forgot I have Sisyphus. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that here. Unfortunately, they missed. Did Sisyphus just tell us to get along? Okay, see, so he's healing from these pots. I'm gonna try and tag them out so he can't heal from them, and that leaves him vulnerable for some extra damage. Alright, we're down 1 Death Defiance so far. I'm just going to keep my distance as much as possible and try to kite him out with hits. Periodically, we're going to get behind this pillar every time he does this. Unfortunately, because this is Extreme Measures 4, he does have pulsating... Oh, hold on, sir. Pulsating Cerberus, 1 second. Just focus on dodging. Oh, wow, he instantly lasered coming out of that. That's kind of rude. The only thing he doesn't seem to clear when he teleports is if he has bloodstones attached to him. That darkness and coin that I dropped is actually blocking my hits on him occasionally, so I should probably try and get rid of those where possible. I think he's choosing a laser. Yep, okay, so we'll take out these pots that are within range. I can pretty safely kite him around. This is going to be a very slow and methodical Hades run, but a Hades kill, but it's a kill, and that's what matters. I want the win. I don't care about the time it takes, since I have a whole 11 minutes to do as I please. And here's an instance where I can probably, yeah, I can hit him with the special if I aim it appropriately. I'm trying to get him with the special, or the cast, just so that I get that extra damage. A little bit hard to angle around blocks, but you can do it. Alright, here comes the second wave. Okay, yep, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and grab these so that they're out of the way. And then get ready for phase 3.
Let's see you deal with this.
Oh, he clipped me with that barely. Oh, and he clipped me with the other one. I knew it was coming and I was ready to dodge it. Alright, break the pots so he can't heal from them. There's another pot, I can't find it. I'm just gonna let it happen. Alright, he's invisible. He's summoning more pots. Oh, got clipped by that. Alright, we're gonna have to be very careful here, because if this pot gets blown up, it'll probably hit me. Cool. Alright, throw another cast at him. Oh, shoot. I think oh my goodness, I did 100 damage. I need to be very careful while I'm affected by that. I think I can hit him. Whoa. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, this is stressful. I really don't have a lot of practice against EM4. Alright, more laser. Oh, really? Ah, I couldn't see where he was because of the darkness. Alright, we're a little bit sketchy here. This is fine. Dodge out of the way. Don't get hit by the pot. Okay, he's good darknessing. Try and pop as many of his pots as I can. Be ready for a second swing. Shoot. Oh, he's healing, so pop all the pots so he can't heal from them. There's one over there. Thankfully it glows for him so you can see where it is, but that doesn't make it any easier. I'm really not a fan of bosses that heal themselves, but I at least like that you can counter his heal potentially, which makes it more redeemable to me. He's summoning more pots. Just try and pop as many as them. Don't get hit by the lasers. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I am getting hit by a lot of things. Unfortunately, our slow DPS style is a little bit of a problem here. And I can't... Not being able to see him is rough. Oh my goodness. Hi, Hades. Pop his cast stone so that we're safe. This is like the slowest ever EM4, but it's okay. Alright. We blocked his healing, I think, so we'll just get some good hits here. We've almost got him halfway done. I don't know if he has any like fancy extra phase here. Oh, dodge that. Keep my cast stone in him at all times so that we get the extra damage. There wasn't much I could do there. The pot was covering my out. Drop a special on me. Oh, okay, that wasn't fair. No, my goodness. Oh, Kiwi, this is super sketchy. All right, I'm in a safe spot. Keep the DPS up, get as many hits as I can. Maybe just try and keep him slightly in view so that I can see him pop the pot so he can't heal off of them. Got clipped by that. Alright, we've got 228 HP. We're on our last life. Can we do this? With very little experience in EM4, can we do this? Bail out. Oh, I'm lucky that didn't hit me. Okay. Listen to that guitar shred, though. Whoop. I think we got this. I think we got this, Kiwi. Come on, we did it! Whew. Boonless EM4.
You stubborn. You shrug off death as though it means nothing to you.
Alright, that was not a clean Hades fight by any means. But we did it, and we did it without any boons.
Charon, take me home.
What a run.
Yes.
Oh, it was really easy up until then. Maybe I should stop trying to do, maybe I should stop trying to do extreme measures for whenever I'm trying to whenever I'm trying to do a higher heat run, because if that's how hard it is Boonless, it's not going to be any easier with Boons, honestly. But with all that said, there we go. Boonless Hades? But we didn't get the... Oh, we didn't get it. We got Minotaur's Toughness. What does that even... Oh, it's because we had so much HP. We had over 400 HP, so we got a different title. So I guess we're going to have to do this again. That's a little frustrating, but we're at 41 win streak, I guess. All right. Well, we all know. We saw it happen. That was a Boonless Extreme Measures 4.
Imagine, if you will, the underworld prince soon meets one of his typical ignoble deaths.
Now, all I'm going to say is if anyone in the comments says, now do that, but with forced overtime, no. Absolutely no. I know my limitations, and it's not worth the time that it's going to take to get there.
Wonder if I can get out even faster.
Well done, Zach.
Heard your latest reports were looking good, Hypnos. You keep it up.
All right. So, Kiwi, I'll be right back. The farmer's market is going to close soon, and we need to get there before we walk there. So I'm going to pause here, and then I'll pick up the recording, and we'll do the house cleanup in a second. Be right back. Alrighty, I am back from the farmer's market. Let's go ahead and finish out our episode.
So, lad, tell me then, how went the family feast? Was everything all right?
Well, I confess I was perhaps a little nervous for practically the entire thing, but all in all, I had a good time, and I'm very, very glad it all turned out the way it did. How about yourself?
I quite enjoyed it too. Last time I was invited to a feast, I was still busy warring on the surface. That's how long it's been. I must say, your mother's quite good with words. Had everybody chatting, laughing.
She really pulled it off. But for all her confidence, I don't think she knew she had it in her. Because if she did, if she reached out to Olympus sooner, a lot of things could have been different.
Don't dwell on that. I spoke a bit with Nyx. Your mother had her reasons. No one gets to act on perfect information, right? All we have is what we think we know, and what our conscience tells us. Your mother got to where all this was possible, all thanks to you.
All thanks to me, sir. I had ample help along the way. For instance, I could not have done it without you. Would have been using an old chair leg as a weapon, I suppose.
And what a fearsome chair leg it would be. In any case, you heading out there soon? Olympus should be more than happy to assist in your security review, if that's what we're calling it now.
Wow, this dialogue goes on quite a while.
Yeah, I should go. I'll see you not too long from now.
And you in turn.
That was nice. That was a nice bit of dialogue, though. I really appreciate that Achilles kind of takes on the role of Zagreus' father figure through a lot of this story. He's basically the Piccolo to Gohan's Goku. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. Basically, he is our Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. If we were Gohan.
Congratulations, boy.
I have to say, Mother, that was a clever plan. Convincing Father to finally let somebody have some fun around here.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for the best. There's just one thing that happened that I ought to tell you about, son. No secrets between us and all. This is quite difficult for me to say.
Is it going to be about Demeter taking her back during the non-winter months, I'm afraid?
It's about Demeter, isn't it? You two were talking half the night. She wants you to come home with her, doesn't she? You'll always be her little one, something like that.
Indeed. Something like that. You're quite perceptive, have I ever told you, Zagreus? But yes, my mother, she was quite conflicted. Didn't know whether to smite me or to hold me. Maybe both. And yes, she asked that I come home. To my responsibilities.
So, you're leaving? No, Mother, you can't be leaving. You just got here.
Oh, it's not as bad as that. It's just... if we are to keep the peace down here, then I must spend some time up there. Every so often. But I shall always return in no time at all. I promised Hades, and I promise you.
Well then, when are you going to go?
Soon, Zagreus. Perhaps by the time you're back.
I don't suppose I can come with you, can I?
You know the surface isn't good for you. Besides, you're needed here. But if you really want to see it for yourself someday, who knows? Perhaps eventually we'll figure out a way.
that might be some foreshadowing for things to come.
I'm going to miss you, Mother.
And I don't necessarily mean in this game, but I don't know if it happens in Hades 2 either. Just for full clarity, I'm not trying to give spoilers. I don't actually know the answer to that.
I'm going to miss you too, son.
I think it's mostly they just haven't gotten to the point of development where they address that that option. But I think they will. They said that they said that Hades 2 should have all the characters return in some form, at least for a short period in the game.
We're all very proud of you, boy. You were so well behaved at the feast. I was worried sick one uncle or the other was going to set you off at some point, but you were patience incarnate. Thanks for helping show our extended family a good time.
How Infernal Cerberus, the Hound of Hell, managed to maintain civilized behavior throughout the duration of the recent feast remains a mystery to all who attended.
I love it. Yeah, that sounds accurate for having a dog. Who, more specifically, a dog who doesn't...
You want more pets? I got more pets here, boy.
Who doesn't always behave himself. Themselves. I don't know. Kind of plural on that, right? I thought that Hypnos didn't have any dialogue for it. For the feast.
Ugh. Come get your gloating well out of the way so I can get back to this parchment work. It piled up in my prolonged absence.
I'm not here to gloat, Father. Well fought back there. I can't believe I got you.
Nor I. Next time, the fates may not decide to favor you like that. If there shall be a next time.
Yeah, it's cool that they give you some custom dialogue for beating EM4, though. I appreciate that.
I'm thinking there shall.
It was a privilege to meet your relatives at last, child. Athena, Ares, and the rest. Confronted face to face, they were much more agreeable than I expected. A night we shall remember, was it not?
A memorable night it was indeed, Nyx. For most of us, at least. Dionysus, he won't remember any of it, I don't think.
He truly is a frat boy.
But it was really good to see everyone having a good time. Getting along as though they didn't hold a grudge. So then we're clear, I think.
Persephone told them everything they needed to hear. Sometimes that is the only way with family. Though the Olympians, they are prone to their misunderstandings, are they not? This state of kinship may not last eternally.
Most likely will not, knowing how Greek mythology goes.
Well, let's enjoy it while it does, I guess.
A sound idea.
Mm-hmm. And one final ambrosia.
Nyx, along with giving you this bottle of ambrosia here, there's something I've meant to say to you. The three fates have been very kind to me, because in denying me my birth mother, they gave me you. Without your steady presence here, I can't imagine what it would be like.
That is a very sweet sentiment, but I wonder what Persephone would think if she heard that.
Oh, then the three fates are whimsical indeed. When you were born, and I was filled with fear for what it meant for you to be alive, to be responsible for you. I must admit, I did not guess that one evening you would provide for me both such a gift and such a sentiment.
Well, I mean every word. I love you, Nyx.
Aw, that's really sweet. So we got Daddy Achilles and Mommy Nyx.
I love you too, my child.
That was really sweet, actually. I really like the bond forged conversations that we get. Oh look, Orpheus got
nice work, Orpheus.
Featured house servant, that's what it is. We don't see Meg up there at all, do we? I think I can spare 10 nectar for one ambrosia. I don't know if it's super worth doing that, but I should start leveling up my chthonic keepsakes and get that taken care of.
Special.
I think we're running out of we are running out of uses for ambrosia since we've bond forged with almost every character at this point.
So the Olympians are backing you officially now? Doing their part to help the family business finally. Lord Hades probably never thought he'd see the day. Right? You know what I mean.
Oh yeah, they make that joke all the time,
Seems
don't they?
only fair they should help in some capacity. They all work together on the surface, and let's face it, they're responsible for a good number of shades pouring into this realm. Least they can do is help shore up the whole there is no escape reputation we've got.
You'd think after maybe like 100 runs the shades would probably get it, but I guess we need an excuse for this roguelite to keep going.
By making you unfairly stronger by the time you try to get through me.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, head chef, give us some goods. Oh, there's a new dialogue here.
The stalwart casks of wine within the House of Hades now are almost entirely devoid of content. having bravely stood against the combined thirst of the Olympians during a certain feast.
They
Cute.
fought bravely, but Lord Dionysus was too strong.
I was gonna say, I bet most of that was Dionysus.
Do what you will with these, my good chef.
Keys and gems. Okay, we have a
Pleasure
lot of
doing
keys. I
business.
should probably trade some of those for nectar, honestly, because I'm not going to use them for anything else.
I'll buy that.
May as well just drop this down to 30 again. I don't know why I like
Let's
to
see
keep
that
these hovering
nectar.
around 30, but I do. And just like that, we got the 10 nectar that we just spent back. Alright, well, I think that's about it, Kiwi. Let's go ahead and say goodnight to Skelly, and then we'll say goodnight to Kiwi. Oh, and we can't forget to practice our instrument. We're getting there. Practice makes perfect, as they say. Alright, Skelly, what have you got to say?
You must have had yourself a real bash with all those fancy gods and stuff. Could hear all the festivity from all the way out here. How was it, pal?
It went better than expected, all in all. I hope you didn't feel left out. It was a pretty limited guest list. Kind of a diplomatic mission, I would say. Not quite as good a time as it might have sounded from the outside.
Oh, don't you even worry about me there, pal. I much prefer the solitary life. And besides, when things are good for you, they're good for me. Glad everything worked out.
I appreciate the support, Skelly, but I have to say, for someone who prefers the solitary life, you were the captain of a ship. You had to tend to a pretty sizable crew, I imagine.
Same here.
Alright. Well, looks like we're doing another shield run. Now, which one of these will I take? We haven't maxed out the aspect of Zagreus, so why don't we do that?
Hey, whoa, what?
The form in which the Shield of Chaos first revealed itself, plus 15 attack and dash strike damage. It just feels like there's never an instance where I would want to use this over any of the other shields, although, ooh. Alright, its base damage is actually pretty good. Kind of sad, but it way outcompetes the sword. The sword's base damage is really kind of just embarrassingly low. It's like 30 or 25, isn't it? Okay, it's not as bad as I thought, but 40, 50, 60, whereas the shield gets a consistent... I don't know, I think I've made it clear. The sword is my least favorite weapon, just in terms of my skill level with it and my playstyle with it. But with all that said, Kiwi, I think we've got our plan for next time. We'll take the aspect of Zagreus. I'm not sure what keepsake I run and what build I'll plan, but I'll figure that off camera. Figure out that out off camera. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one for some more Hades action.
I don't want to